Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to build this bamboo farm design. This is one of the most popular methods of harvesting bamboo. It uses a slime block harvester and a few mine carts with hoppers underneath to collect the bamboo and distribute into this chest. So let's get started. Okay, begin with a 20 by 20 platform. This is going to be the dimensions of your bamboo farm, but it's not actually going to be the farm itself. This is going to be the rails for the minecarts to come pick up the fallen bamboo. It'll be 2 blocks below the dirt where you place your bamboo. That's important to keep in mind. Now first we're going to place some hoppers for our output. Go ahead and place an output hopper here, and we're going to have a row of hoppers now facing into that one. And now we're going to have a hopper placed into each of those. Then go to the other side of your 20 by 20 platform and add an additional 2 blocks. Now we're ready to start placing the rails. You're going to want to place a powered rail on the first hopper, followed by 5 non-powered rails. Then place 2 powered rails, followed by 6 non-powered rails. 2 more powered rails, 5 regular rails, and then 1 last power rail here. You should have 1 empty space on either side. Now to build the next row, you're going to have to increase the previous row by 1 length. Place the previous one, then delete it. Same deal, you need to increase the length by 1, place this one, and delete it. Increase by 1, place, delete. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and add an extra row of blocks on both of the ends of the rails. And then go ahead and add a row of redstone dust on top of the hopper. And lastly, we want to make sure that we power on all of the sets of rails except the ones that are laying on top of the hopper. So these ones, and finally these. At this point, you can go ahead and place your dirt. We are done with this portion of the build. Your dirt will be 1 block. It should extend to right in front of these hoppers here. And stretch until the first block going this way. At this point, we're ready to place our minecarts with hoppers inside of them. Go toward the side with the powered rail on, and place one on every track. And as you see, they should fall neatly into place at the end. Now we are going to build the station in which the harvester leaves and returns to. Go ahead and find the middle two blocks. It should be 10 and 11. Go ahead and build up, 2 up, and 3 outwards. So these are our middle two blocks. We're going to place an observer facing towards the dirt. Behind that, obsidian. A repeater here on 4 ticks. Redstone dust, and a regular piston facing outwards. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, but it will be on the opposite middle block. So up 2, out 3. Make sure it's facing out towards the dirt. Obsidian behind it. Have your repeater on 4 ticks into some redstone dust. And have it a piston facing outwards. Now we're ready to build our harvester. Place a lever to prevent the block update on this side. We're going to place a sticky piston facing outwards from this observer block, a slime block there, and then facing inward, sticky piston, slime block, and then on either slime block, place an observer so it's facing outwards, like such. You can go ahead and turn this off to send it over. As you can see, it's working well. You can always place a lever to prevent the block update and it won't send it back. This is working well. We can go ahead and place slime blocks here that extend to the end of the dirt. And it looks like our harvester is ready to go. At this point, we can start cleaning up everything and building our wall around the farm. Go ahead and place a row of blocks here so items don't fall in. And do that on the other side as well. Now we can begin placing immovable blocks such as obsidian or leaves. It's important to remember that this extra row of blocks on either side is the farthest that we want our wall to encompass. This means we need obsidian along here, any block of our choice where the slime does not touch. Obsidian here where the slime touches. I am using glass, however you can use any block of your choice. And then along the farm where the slime blocks will be traveling, you must also use obsidian. It's easier to build this whenever your device is sent over. At this point, you can begin filling in the remaining blocks. The minimum height that bamboo can grow is 12 blocks, so make sure your farm is at least that tall. The maximum height from what I've observed seems to be about 16, so it's a good idea to make your farm about 16 blocks tall. Alright, now that we've finished our walls, we're going to connect the harvester device with the minecarts so that it runs every time the harvester leaves and returns. Go ahead and place a block below here that will be powered by this observer, and then right here, right here, go ahead and place an observer on 4 ticks. We're also going to be placing a redstone torch right here. In default, this is going to be in the on position. This should only be on one side. The other side should have no torch. And so when we do this, we can place a button here, and as you can see, it's going to send the harvester over. It's also going to send all the minecarts over and back, and as soon as the harvester returns, it will send the minecarts back over a second time. Now, if you want to make this thing automatic, the easiest way is to use a daylight detector. And go ahead and build down some blocks like here. If you use a daylight detector, this is going to run every single day starting at nighttime. Go ahead and we need a pulse shortener here to make sure it runs once a day. A repeater here on 4 ticks with a slime block and a block facing upwards. Go ahead and do an inverse here. So every time it's nighttime, this will power off, sending a single pulse out to this, which will run the farm once every night, and that's going to be pretty sufficient for most scenarios. Another option you have to harvest is to build an observer block at the 12 block height, which is going to run the farm harvester every time a specific bamboo stalk reaches 12 blocks in height. So we can go ahead and count up 12. 12 is right here. Make sure the observer block is facing on the dirt, so whenever the block or the bamboo grows, it will detect it. And then we can go ahead and just build a simple downward redstone circuit to access the minecarts. The last thing that we need to do is place the bamboo in the farm. One last option you have would be to build a few more observers along this block height here. This is just going to increase the frequency in which it harvests, just in case the block directly below here, this bamboo takes too long to grow and it hurts your efficiency. And as you see, as soon as the block height activates the observer, the farm will shoot over. There is a decent amount of lag when you're building a farm this size. And as you can see, our minecarts are picking up the remainder of the blocks, and it is pretty much close to lossless. There is going to be a few stray bamboo pieces shot out from these gaps here. To prevent this, you can either put a wall behind here, add a few extra hopper blocks to collect them. In my opinion, it's not really a big deal because the amount of bamboo you're getting, this is close to 99% lossless. Alright everybody, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, our bamboo is outputting this chest. It is a little bit slow with all these hoppers. There's quite a bit of bamboo here. It's going to fill up about half of this chest or maybe a little bit more. So it's a pretty simple design, and I hope everybody learned something today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them.